Oh, what's up, AKAPADers? We have two things here, a burrito and Todd McFarlane's issue of Daredevil, issue 241. You know, the issue that you forgot about. What is up, my AKAPADers? Peter A. DeLuca here, AKAPAD69. Say it with me. Known through Philadelphia, PA, Europe, and the vast multiverse as the eclectic one. Welcome back to the channel. People, you've been showing me some love, and in return, you love that Todd McFarlane content, and I have a gem for you. What if I told you that Todd McFarlane drew a Daredevil issue that no one talks about, that involved Santa Claus getting robbed, a nun tricking Matt Murdock, or a non-nun tricking Matt Murdock, Karen Page's best friend shooting up heroin before a Christmas Eve dinner, bratty New York, Brooklyn, Hell's Kitchen kids learning the way of Christmas, Matt Murdock potentially murdering the trickster. Did I say that again? What if I told you that no one talks about this issue? Would you be happy? Would you like to see that issue? Would you like to hit the drawing table with me so we can have a look at what might be one of the most confusing issues of Daredevil in the entire run? I'm talking even the stuff hitting now. This issue, it's a big pill to swallow. That's what she said. Let's go. Here it is, AKAPADers. Look, guys, I gotta keep reminding you, don't trust anyone that doesn't have a Crypt action figure at their drawing table. Here it is, Daredevil, 241, April, 75 cents. This is a non-direct, this is a non-newsstand issue. Michael Zeck cover, not Michael Zeck's best. It looks like this was a very fast cover despite the details for the building, but that could have been some Claus Janson magic. Great idea for a cover though, because I love the graphical element of Daredevil's radar here, and also the corner box kind of works with the main image. It's like he's almost like jumping down. Always like that about this cover. But what I'm talking about, this not being direct, not being newsstand, let's just flip it real quick. Holy crap, Spider-Man Classics, the birth of Marvel Legends, the toy line still going today. This was an insert issue for Series 2. And Series 2 had two Todd McFarlane insert issues. We have Spider-Man Adjective List, issue 4, and then we have Daredevil 241. I only believe that Daredevil 241 is included with these free Fast-Mail editions because I don't know why you would put Daredevil 241 in with Spider-Man 4, with the first appearance of Rhino, with Amazing Fantasy 15. I don't know, people. I just feel like they wanted a Todd McFarlane connection here. Now, keep in mind, too, a little bit of toy history, toy knowledge. Daredevil had an alternate figure. It was a classic yellow costume, and people went wild looking for that. It blew people's minds that it was like that good of a variant. Variant action figures were new. They just weren't prevalent, and it was just like a new thing to the market that juiced up a lot of people. This later went into all of these guys essentially are Marvel Legends Series 0. Can we get into the issue though? Here we go. We have Todd McFarlane drawing Santa Claus, and we have this kid here with a Star Wars X-Wing fighter helmet. We have a weird shadowed figure here. We have a New York landscape. We have string lanterns. People, it is Christmas time. Now, look, I have to say, I absolutely love McFarlane's faces here. I just think they look real. They look natural. This kind of doesn't look like Stan Lee. I think this is like the male guy for Fantastic Four. I think so. But anyway, not a lot of what we would call McFarlane isms here, because we have Al Milgrom, inker. Al Milgrom floated around Todd's early Spider-Man work, early Hulk work. So we're dealing with what you would call a house-style Todd McFarlane. Now, in Nicosenti. This is our third greatest Spider-Man our second greatest Daredevil author. Sorry, I was on the Spider-Man tangent there. When it comes to those who wrote Daredevil, Frank Miller, Ann Nocenti, and Brian Michael Bendis. Alright, so we get this, we get these kids. They're up to no good. They're inside Santa Claus's belly. They're stealing donations. And guess who the shrouded, obviously pay attention to me, figure is on our splash page? It is Daredevil. And Daredevil just needs to flash them, the DD. And these kids are like, holy crap. Daredevil's like, you have to donate this money to a good cause. You guys are bad. This kid's like, I am feeling the Christmas spirit, because they find a nun and they give the money to a nun, and Daredevil just walks everyone off in his trench coat, and the nun's like, hey, that should pay for the rental suit. Thank you, you schlumps. That's right. Daredevil did not detect that the nun is, in fact, not a nun by her heartbeat. Daredevil can detect lying via heartbeat. He would know that this nun is not a real nun just from the sound of her voice, because the nun would be lying. But the nun's like, well, that covers the rental suit. From here, it's pure profit. God bless me. So the fake nun tricks Daredevil. Daredevil wakes up next to a broad. Very much of a Daredevil trope at the time. Him and the broad, they start making out. Now here, right, long panel, kind of McFarlane-ish looking cityscape. That's really throughout the issue. That's our only McFarlane, other from the Devil that we're going to see. From there, we jump to the Trickster. The Trickster's like, look, what am I doing with my life? And then he's like, he reads the story about Daredevil, and he's like, you know what? Maybe I should be more like Daredevil, or go on this existential journey to discover myself, to find the good in man, myself, and or Daredevil. Daredevil is selfless. Should I be selfless? People, it's a lot to handle on page 3. So the Trickster hits Gippo's costumes. He's bothering the clerk. He's trying things on. He's knocking things over. We have Todd McFarlane drawing Gumby, Popeye, Spider-Man, right? Could this be McFarlane's first published Spider-Man? Maybe. And then we get the skull piece. The skull piece is not a piece. It's a real skull. It gets stuck on his head, and the guy leaves and just disappears. By the way, Spider-Man Classic Series 1 here. This is really what we would call ground zero for Marvel Legends. Moving forward, we have now the Trickster is above Rockefeller Center on a tightrope. People are watching. They don't know if it's real. They don't know if it's fake. They don't know if Daredevil's going to come swing in and save the day. And the Trickster is like, I've done this a million times. I'm going to walk on the tightrope. These cops are like, should we arrest them? Should we not arrest them? What should we do? The cops are like, look, man, it's Christmas. We have to let it fly. That's a gag that's going to have a payoff later. Daredevil eventually encounters the Trickster. So far, no Todd McFarlane poses. No Todd McFarlane exaggerations. Look at the McFarlane here. McFarlane drawing Daredevil looks like Daredevil house style, okay? Whatever. Todd McFarlane needs a paycheck. He's building his career. Make the House of Ideas happy. Cityscape. We got some McFarlane-isms here. This angle is great, by the way. Daredevil and the Trickster. It's a 3/4 perspective shot. People, there's a lot to this. The inking is masterful because the lines, if you want a little bit of inking insight, a lot of the lines are thinner and they don't really merge around the characters, and they create a negative space around the character, or what I would call a halo, allowing us to have focus on the focal point, the character. Daredevil confronts the Trickster dressed as an angel, because now it's Angel and Devil. They kind of have a confrontation. The Trickster is like, look, I'm as balanced as you, which is a cool feature. It's a cool thing. It's a cool way to pump up the character. Also, World Trade Towers in the background here. But Daredevil confronts the guy. We got some McFarlane line work here with the crotchal region. The crotchal region. Then we get this back and forth. Daredevil falls, the Angel falls, but they're back on the tightrope. They're going back and forth. They're entertaining the people. The people don't know what to make of this. The guy, Daredevil kicks off. You can see right here, he kicks off the skull, revealing the devil, a very McFarlane-esque devil. But what do we get? The trickster's revealed himself. He's the devil. We have a nice Frank Miller animatic. I don't know, or like a ghost animatic or a motion animatic. I don't know what the comic book term is for these. I always love it when people do it. It's always one. But Daredevil eventually sacrifices himself, proves to the guy that Daredevil is selfless. Daredevil is in it for him. Daredevil is not in it to kill people. He completely changes the guy's mind to later, I'm just going to spoil it, to blow yourself up. That's right. This guy, the trickster, goes through all of this later to blow himself up on Christmas Day, Christmas Eve. You know, people are like, hey, what is this? Another commotion. Daredevil's or Matt Murdock, they're on their way to a Christmas dinner. He can't make the Christmas dinner. Karen Page is pissed. He's like, I gotta transform. I gotta get back to work. Sorry. And then it's the trickster kind of doing a stomp, an off-Broadway performance. He climbs up the wall. There's some falling debris. Daredevil flies in horizontal, protects everyone, follows the trickster up a building. He runs into the kids from earlier, right? Right. We gotta do this. We gotta bookend with something. The bad kids from earlier are kind of good kids now. Daredevil talks to him. He's like, what are you guys doing? Now, keep in mind, the trickster is climbing up of a building. But Daredevil runs into these kids. He's like, hey, what's going on? And the kids are like, well, you know, we want to make this jump. Daredevil's like, you can't do it. The kid's like, okay, I'm going to make the jump. But Daredevil's like, fine, make the jump as long as I'm here, okay? If you guys don't think he says that, okay, Freddy, promise me you'll only try when I'm here. Freddy jumps, Freddy lands, Daredevil's impressed. The kids gotta go off because, you know, they don't really have Christmas. That's the sad point. Then Daredevil's back with the trickster. Okay, all of this has happened. Karen Page, keep in mind, is still on her way to that Christmas Eve dinner with their friends. But Daredevil catches up with Trickster, and you're like, oh, okay, I get it. Daredevil's going to save Trickster. Trickster's going to change his ways, and Daredevil's going to make it home in time for dinner. We're wrapping around the Empire State Building, King Kong style. And then the Trickster literally just nukes himself. Why am I here? What have I done to deserve this? Save me, Daredevil. Boom. And then we jump to the dinner. And Karen Page's friend here is just shooting up drugs. So they have a moment. Because her boyfriend didn't show up. So they're just with each other. And then Daredevil runs into the kid. And the kid's like, you know what, dude? You are awesome. Daredevil's like, you love me. I love you. Daredevil's like, don't. Just ignore the dead body behind me. And then you got any more tricks you can teach me. So that's it. Todd McFarlane's Daredevil. People, there's a lot here. Hopefully you enjoyed that. By the way, we're in full production, UZI SUZI issue 3. Alright, AKAPADers, with all of that said, really, you guys have been so nice to me recently. Thank you for all the love. And by when I say nice, I mean the comments in proportion have been in congruence with my train of thought more so than not. I guess it's because I haven't dropped a cartoonist K-Fake video in a little bit of time. And usually the K-Fakers will just go through all the other videos and just start trashing me. It's the internet, you know, you gotta have a tough skin, you gotta deal with it. But thank you always for joining me and hanging out. We are grinding, we are pushing out more and more. We're drawing more, we're live streaming more, we're publishing more. More is more here on this channel. I love you guys. Rock and roll.